is rare, quiet combination of brains and virtue, of delicate conscience and integrity in public life. Though an asset lost to the Catholic priesthood, eventually came handy to make him a model of lay Christianity. In other words, a saint for our time and especially for our continent. So this is what we can take with you.
Oh my God.
As at least written. So we can discuss, we can go on.
That's very powerful. Thank you very much for that powerful
testimony.
Testimony
Yes.
and tribute on
Yes.
Professor Fonlon.
Yes.
So Monsignor, before I continue, let's go to this to what happened in 1953 when Fonlon was asked to leave. You have said, what example do you what message do you have for ex-seminarians?
Yes.
Following the example of Fonlon.
Absolutely. If
having been rector for so many years.
So I know a little of what it takes, you know.
Okay.
I know what is impressive and what is not impressive in a priest, an ordained priest, and a seminarian, because that has been my life.
Okay.
I only spent 6 months in the parish. In 1972 when I came back, and then only 2 years now before I retired in another parish. So those are the only pastoral experience I ever had. Otherwise, it was a seminary. Yes. So, yes, the attitude of Fonlon, especially when he took the decision of his superiors that he was not going on for orders on the eve of the actual thing.
Can you imagine? His sister had come all the way from Cameroon.
Okay. Now, it's remarkable. It is, but it is the proper attitude. Yeah. Because, especially, he was intelligent enough to know that these decisions, once they have been taken, probably in mistake, because the cardinal was an administrative mistake, okay, or something worse. But once it has been officially pronounced,
it stands.
It stands.
Absolutely.
Because there are other people who go to appeal. There was a young man who was sent away from this seminary here, which I built as a seat of wisdom seminary. He came, his mother is from my village. So he thought that he might impress me so that I would go and plead.
And change.
I don't plead for that, but I wanted to know anyway what was the case.
Exactly.
So he came with his sister, so he couldn't tell me everything. So he promised to come again, and when he came, he told me, because his sister was presenting the story, that they said they had forbidden them to bring in what do you call them? These
gadgets?
Phones.
Oh, cell phones.
It's cell phone.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, but they saw him with a phone somewhere and sent him and so on. So I said, okay, well, you see. And then when the boy came himself, he told me it was, first of all, his phone. And that he was caught not because of the phone, because of the pornography that was in the phone. That was the reason. He said, yes, now you know
this is not correct.
So I cannot.
Exactly.
That's all he said. And then somehow you can placate your sister and your mother, tell them that the seminary has spoken.
Exactly.
Instead of
going to
they ask me to go. To find another seminary, you know. But there are many who are failing to be priests here. They apply and get so in the US.
Yes, and they're taken.
Because
they need priests there.
They need priests. So this is that is my attitude,
Okay.
and that's my recommendation.
Yes.
To be man enough
Yes.
to face that possibility that you may not be promoted to others. This
It's
thing,
not a right.
no, this thing hangs on till the morning of ordination, because that is where the final questions are asked.
Exactly.
Is there anyone?
Mm.
Listen, I remember the interrogations in Latin,
Okay.
because we were brought up in Enugu and it was all Latin. Our textbooks were Latin.
Interesting.
So the ceremony of the ordination, you will see that, and the Archbishop of Onitsha then was the person who did all our ordinations in Bigger then, Archbishop Hill.
Okay.
And then he would say, the archpriest would say, Reverendissime Pater, Most Reverend Father,
Yes.
postulat Sancta Mater Ecclesia, ut hos diaconos ad ordinem presbyteratus ordinatis. As the Holy Mother of the Church is asking you to ordain these deacons to the order of the priesthood. And then you will ask him, Shisne illos dignos esse? Do you know that they are worthy and fit? And then he will answer, yeah. In quantum potest humana fragilitas, et scio, et testifico illos dignos esse. Insofar as human frailty can tell, I know and I proclaim that they are fit and worthy.
And people clap.
And then he will say, Deo gracias. And then everybody will clap.
Okay. Thanks be to God.
Thanks be to God. That was the ceremony.
Okay. Very solemn.
Yeah. And it was done in such a way, if there is anybody who has anything, that was his time to say. And they would stop that ordination.
Did it ever happen?
No, it has happened in places, but not in my own experience.
We thank God for that.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is also to emphasize that, as you said, there's no right to be ordained. It is the church is choosing you, and then it wants to clear any doubts publicly, and then so that even if anything happens afterwards, they will know that the church has tried.
Exactly.
It made inquiries. There are bans, like in bans of marriage. There are bans for these the major orders. So this is where proper seminarian who has been educated in these matters knows that work out your salvation with fear and trembling.
No joke about it.
So, but as you know, today in today's environment, there are other mentalities, competing mentalities come in, and many people enter the priesthood and successfully enter with other motives.
It's a very delicate assignment as a formator.
Very.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
Someone said, before I continue my questions, I'm interested in Archbishop Paul Vetekov.
Okay.
Tell me more about him.
Okay. Paul Vetekov was just...
Because he was a people of Fonlon.
Yes, in Sassen.
In Sassen.
Yes.
And also in Shison.
Also in Shison.
Yes.
Okay.
Shison. He taught him in catechism.
Okay.
So, and that connection is very important.
Yes. Paul was always the most brilliant in his class.
In Bigger?
Yeah.
Okay.
In his class, which would include Pius Hour.
Pius Hour? Pius Hour.
Yes.
Who were classmates?
They were classmates. And they went to Rome together.
At the Ubaniana?
Yes.
Okay.
So, this Paul had another talent. He had a photographic memory.
Okay, he could remember.
Yes. He was also very interested in politics.
Okay.
Remember, these were the days of Endele
Exactly.
and Azikiwe.
That's true.
Yeah, Mbadiwe.
Okay.
Bonojike, all the big politicians
Politicians at the time.
NCNC,
Oh.
National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroon. That was the ruling power. That was the party
Yes.
that gave us independence.
Okay.
That agitated for independence under Zik.
I see.
And then until
Zikiwe.
yeah, until Awolowo of the Yorubas
Yes.
joined, until Sadauda of Suputu of the Hausas joined him. But he was the main leader. And then, remember, Southern Cameroon, they were with us
Yes.
after the Second World War.
Exactly.
And we were working together as a country, but eventually, when it came to the plebiscite,
Yeah, 1960.
okay, then they went over to the Cameroon, hoping that it was going to be a united Cameroon,
Exactly.
which it has failed woefully, just like Nigeria.
Oh.
Now, the Paul,
Yes.
everybody knew him. On Wednesdays and Sundays, we would go out on a walk.
Okay. Out of the seminary.
Out of the seminary. We'd go out in trees.
Okay. Always in a group.
Oh yeah, in trees. And then Paul, we had no newspaper
Okay.
access in the seminary. And Paul would go on Wednesday with his fellows there, and then he'd go to the CMO's bookshop
Yes.
in Obi, in Enugu, and then he would read all the newspapers.
He loves reading.
Yeah. And when he came back,
Okay.
then all the civilians would surround him because he'd be reciting all the news, all the
news.
political news that was in the newspapers.
About
He
Nigeria.
would read, yeah,
My God.
yeah, in the Daily Times, the famous Nigerian, first Nigerian newspaper
Okay.
of political importance.
Interesting.
Yes. So this is what Paul was known for. And also, he spoke very fast,
Okay.
close to a stammer. But he spoke very, very fast.
Fast.
And then his handwriting was perfect.
Okay.
And of course, with that name, Verzekov, we weren't sure whether it was Russian
Exactly.
or German.
It's actually an Enson name. It's his dialect. Yeah, dialect.
That's
Yeah, Verzekov.
Huh.
Yes. But it looks like Polish.
Yeah. Okay,
Cough,
so
cough.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
Krakow.
Malenkov was one of the premiers of the Soviet Union.
Exactly.
And then Lavrov now
Yes.
is the present Prime Minister of Russia.
Okay.
That's
true. So always recall
Yes,
that name.
yes.
Distinguish him.
Okay. And then, but he was a great singer.
Oh, he could sing.
Oh la la. He was the basis of our base.
Interesting.
Yes. So Paul, I remember 1958
Yes.
when Pope Pius XII died.
Yes.
At short notice,
Okay.
the seminary choir was to sing at the cathedral mass for
In
the
Enugu.
Pope in Enugu. And I think we had only 2 in each part.
I see.
Because we wanted it to be learned immediately, and we had fantastic music.
Wow.
It was Father Tabu, who
Yes.
died 2 years ago,
Okay.
as principal of CKC
I see. In Onitsha.
in Onitsha.
Okay.
He had studied science in Ireland and came to do theology here in Bigard.
Interesting.
Yes. So he was then, how many classes? He was going to be ordained in 60.
Okay.
When Nsukka was ordained?
In 1961.
61. Okay, so the next class.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we prepared this thing. It was actually music by Johann Sebastian Bach.
Wow.
And it was interludes to the normal yeah, and then at some stage we would sing in 4 parts.
I see.
And those people,
together.
Yeah. And when it came, we did everything well, but when it came to the Agnus Day,
Yes.
everybody forgot his own part. But Paul
Did not.
kept singing his bass till the end.
Which Agnus Day was that? Was it the Agnus Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the accompanying, the one that is in parts,
Yes.
that is written by Bach.
Yes. Sir.
Agnus Dei, vitolis peccata mundi, miserere nobis. Dun dun bum. And Paul kept, everybody forgot his part. Paul kept that bass one till the end. It's a thing, an incident I'll never forget. Because I was the choir master that time.
Oh, were you?
Yes.
As a seminarian?
Yes, of course.
I never knew you could sing.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Oh.
Okay.
Well.
So you're really in love.
Yes.
A seminarian told me when I was coming.
Okay.
He said, Monsieur Theophilus,
Okay.
he's an erudite singer.
Okay. Well, that's the point. When I went to Bigard,
Yes.
where they tested us, and then they saw that I could read the Liber.
Oh, wow.
I could sing unseen.
So how did you do that? Where did you get
We
that?
learned it in our junior seminar. Yeah, we had a good white man, Father McHugh,
Okay.
Lawrence McHugh,
Yes.
and then he took us through a lot, and we learned a lot ourselves.
That's very important.
We are often self-taught.
Okay.
I did my self-teaching also for the GCE. We were the first people to do the GCE advanced level.
Interesting.
I did both advanced and ordinary
Ordinary.
level at the same time.
Okay.
And that was the year he was being ordained.
Oh, 1954.
Four, yes.
Interesting.
Yes. So this is Paul for you. And one day, when I was teaching, then I was back from higher studies and teaching.
Back from Louvain.
Yeah. And then
Tell us about your experience in
I
Louvain.
will.
Okay.
In Enugu, I went in Enugu, and then I was teaching, and then one day someone came in there, and then one of the seminarians
Okay.
went to bring him in, and then I said, who was that? He said that someone who wants to see me.
Okay.
So he came. That was Paul
Interesting.
in civilian dress.
Was he already a priest?
Paul,
Yes.
the Archbishop of Bamenda.
Oh, he was already Archbishop.
Yes,
Interesting.
that's the way he came.
Wow. You were surprised?
I'm not a very simple person.
Oh.
So you wanted to hear about Paul is the most simple of all.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
talented.
Where were you? You were at the parish?
No, in the seminary.
Okay, at Bigard.
Yeah, bigger.
I see you were
He was
rector.
coming to his alma mater.
Oh.
He wanted also to inquire from me
Yes.
about the talk I gave
Okay.
against the secret societies, which resounded throughout the country and beyond.
And beyond?
He heard
Because
about
he heard
it.
about it.
Yeah.
Well,
They took it, my copy of it.
Interesting.
Yeah, because he handed over the Torch magazine, the editorship, to me.
Okay. So he was the editor
He was the editor
in the seminary.
in the seminar.
No wonder he became one of the editors of the Cameroon Panorama of Oboya Nice
Okay.
before he was made Archbishop.
Okay. Yes. Oh, he is a great writer and a real intellectual.
Intellectual, following the footsteps of Fonlon.
Yes.
His master.
Yes. So that is what I can tell you about Paul.
Okay. So he's you have Monsignor Lucas Atang of late.
Yes.
You have memories of him?
I have. Lucas Atang was a deacon the year I came into the seminary in 1956.
Okay.
So he and Monsignor Raphael Eze of Nsukka, and later Archbishop Brian Osanga of Calabar. They were that three of that deacon ordination year.
Okay.
So that was the year I saw them, their final year.
I see.
Lucas was gracious.
Okay.
He stood like an eye straight.
That's true.
Is that so?
Yeah, he has always been tall and slim.
Yeah. And so that was Lucas, and then we made them as deacons.
Okay.
Only Osanga was a noisy type.
Okay.
The man who became Archbishop
of Calabar. Why was he noisy?
He was, first of all, Catholicism was his third religion.
Okay.
He had been converting from one Protestant group to another. One that I remember well is that he was whether he was a sergeant or what in the Salvation Army.
Oh, really?
He used to be a band leader.
Before he changed.
He told us that, and he changed, and then but when we weren't sure, especially when he became Archbishop of
Calabar,
we were not sure whether he was still converted as a Catholic or whether he was converting to another. Because he had this habit of converting from one thing to another. Because he was different. The others were real Christians, gentle, and really respecting both their age and their dignity as deacons. They were the highest group in the seminary.
Yeah, before the nation.
Yes.
That's interesting. So there is this anecdote which is very interesting, which Monsignor Agiazu told us yesterday, that has to do with Fonlon, which I would like to read. He says, oh no, this was with Ezanya, which was Archbishop of Onitsha.
Okay.
So he says, I recall to one Saturday, Mr. Fonlon was assigned to clean the lane at the left side of the seminary. At about 11 a.m., Stephen Ezanya, the future Archbishop of Onitsha, the procurator, strolled in the direction of the lane, wondering what happened to the ripe pawpaw he thought he saw. Said Fonlon, it has gone where you will never see it.
Yes, I remember this. I mean, he is telling me that.
Right, so we wonder what happened to the pawpaw.
Pawpaw, yes, has gone where you
will never. So I thought this was the Archbishop of Calabar. No, this is the Ezanya was Onitsha.
Yes, Onitsha.
Okay, I see.
Yes, Stephen Ezanya.
Ezanya Onitsha.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was ordained in Rome in 1953.
Wow, so he was almost a classmate of
Yeah, ahead of them.
Yeah,
just a year.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. So I'm asking this question, Monsignor, so that we may understand the impact of Professor Fonlon.
Yes.
Fonlon impacted Lucas Adam, Paul the Jacob, and we're going down to another person, Christian Cardinal.
Okay.
Tell me more about Christian. Did you ever have some memories? He was ordained, I hear he went to Ibadan.
He was in Ibadan.
Okay.
But he finished up in Enugu. And then he came
to
to Ibadan
Yes.
after to Enugu
Yes.
after 2 years in Ibadan.
In Ibadan.
And then he joined me
I see.
and became assistant editor
Of
in the Torch magazine, the famous one that Vedzikov handed over to me.
I see. Does that magazine exist in today?
It should.
It should.
It's the oldest magazine of Big Art.
Interesting.
I have one.
Oh, do you?
No, not a copy of it,
Okay.
but a copy of one of the new ones they have.
Yes.
Oh no, I think.
I will go to Bigger tomorrow. I'll make sure I get.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Ask them for a copy of the Torch.
I see.
Even if they, even if.
I would like to go to the archive and
Yeah.
see what they wrote at the time.
Exactly.
It's important.
You can get a photocopy
Exactly.
of one, for instance, that was edited by Paul
Vedzikov.
Vedzikov.
Very good.
Yes.
Interesting.
By me.
I see.
I edited one and I wrote an article
Okay.
on corruption.
Interesting. Far then.
Then,
Okay.
for which Arinze
Yes. Kagarinze.
wrote me a congratulatory letter from Rome. He was only a student then.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. So,
He's distinguished in writing.
yeah.
Always writing like
Oh, yeah.
Kagarinze.
Oh, yeah. So, this is one of the memories that I have of
Christian Kagarinze.
Christian. And then he has been here.
Okay.
He came here probably 2 or 3 years ago.
I see.
To
Recently.
see our Archbishop.
Okay.
And then
Archbishop Onah.
Archbishop sent for me because I was the only person who knew him.
Okay.
Archbishop Obinna
Yes.
was ordained
70 something.
72.
Oh, very young.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But to me,
Yes.
you can see Nze and Tawo were the tallest seminarians we had.
Okay.
Tumi came and joined them. So
Yeah.
the trio were the tallest that ever came to Big Art.
I see.
Yeah.
Distinguished in height.
Exactly. And then, but Tumi was a very interesting character. He was very jovial,
Okay.
very accommodating.
I see.
I don't remember him looking angry.
Okay.
And then he went, he studied then in Freiburg.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And then somehow then they made him Bishop of Marwa, isn't it?
Of Yagwa.
Yeah.
No, when he came back,
Yeah.
he got a PhD in systematic theology.
Yes.
He came back, he was made rector
Okay.
of St. Thomas Aquinas Major Seminary.
Okay.
That was the first major seminary of
Of
English Cameroon,
Cameroon, yeah.
which Fonlon wrote an open letter to the bishop.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
And then the bishops he wrote were Paul and Pius.
and Pius. Who were genius.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so he told them
Mm-hmm.
that in the letter, I got
Yeah.
the 28th page,
Yeah.
which Cardinal Rinze in his letter said
Yeah.
said that it's good I read what Rinze
Yeah.
said. It's important. This is important. Rinze said before we go to that letter, because it had to do with formation.
Okay.
So in the letter, Cardinal Rinze says, on the 16th of September 1973, he wrote, that is, Professor Fonlon wrote a 28-page booklet, an open letter to the bishops of Boya and Bamenda on the training of future priests. Excellent piece.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I've read that letter. That letter, Professor Fonlon says the priesthood is no longer the priesthood of those days. The priest is supposed to be a scholar,
Yeah.
not only
Yeah.
a Christian.
Yes.
So that was what it was
Okay.
emphasizing.
Yes.
So it goes back to what you have been
Yes.
saying about
Yes. Yes. So that was that's Christian to me, and then eventually they
became Bishop of Yagwa.
Yeah, and then Yagwa.
Yes, and then Archbishop of Garwa.
Garwa, yeah, that's the place.